There's been a surprising story going around lately, that the Philippines supposedly lent $250 million to the European Union, or EU. Just think about it, a country like ours, with its own money problems, lending to a big group of rich countries in Europe? But with all these stories flying around on social media, we need to ask, is it really true? Is this something we should be proud of, or just a rumor that needs to be cleared up? We looked into the details, searched for proof, and talked to experts to get to the bottom of this. Our search for answers opened up a bigger story about how the Philippines and Europe work together. After looking closely at official papers and announcements from both the Philippine government and the European Union, the answer is clear. It's not true. There's no proof, no records, not even a tiny bit of a report from trusted sources that says the Philippines lent $250 million to the EU. It's like an old wives' tale that's spread without any strong basis. When countries deal with money, especially lending, there are always papers and formal agreements. In this case, no such agreement exists. The truth is actually the opposite of what the news is saying. In the world of money between countries, there's something called financial flows. This means who gives and who gets money, help, a loan, an investment. When it comes to the Philippines and the EU, the money has always flowed in one direction, from the European Union to the Philippines. If we're not the ones lending, then who is giving? The European Union has been a long-time partner of the Philippines in development. In fact, the EU has set aside a lot of money to support our country. Under their program called the Multi-Annual Indicative Program, the EU set aside €147 million for the Philippines from 2021 to 2024. That's more than 8 billion pesos, and it doesn't stop there. There's an extra €78 million, or more than 4 billion pesos, set aside from 2025 to 2027. These funds are direct help, not loans. This financial help from the EU isn't just given out easily. It has specific goals that focus on making life better for Filipinos. The main focus is on green transition, which means helping the Philippines become more environmentally friendly. This includes projects for renewable energy, fighting climate change. They also support digital cooperation, or making our technology stronger, continuing the peace process in Mindanao. The relationship between the Philippines and the EU isn't just about money. They also have a strong connection in trade. In 2024, the Philippines imported or bought products from the EU worth $9,850 million. We exported or sold products to them worth $8,280 million. This is normal trade between two sides where both exchange goods and services. When we talk about loans, the Philippines is often on the receiving end, not the lending end. We do this not because we are weak, but as a smart way to pay for big development projects our national budget can't cover. These loans usually come from large organizations like the Asian Development Bank, World Bank. They are big lending groups whose goal is to help countries like ours reach their development goals. For example, in recent years the Philippines has had many loans approved one after another. In January 2025, the ADB approved a $500 million loan for our disaster readiness program. By August 2025, another $400 million was approved to expand social protection programs, like help for poor families. And in 2024, we also got a $250 million loan for projects related to climate change. According to the World Risk Report, in 2024, the Philippines is the top country in the world with the highest risk of disasters. Because of our location in the Pacific Ring of Fire and the typhoon belt, we are always exposed to natural disasters like typhoons, earthquakes, and volcano eruptions. Getting ready for and recovering from these disasters needs a lot of money. And that's where help from international money groups comes in. These loans aren't just simple money, they are an investment in the safety and future of every Filipino. The money is used to build stronger buildings like bridges, roads, and evacuation centers. It's also used for early warning systems to give alerts before a disaster hits. In the end, the real story between the Philippines and the European Union isn't about a made-up loan, but about a strong and lasting partnership. The relationship is about working together and helping each other. The EU gives development aid or financial help to the Philippines to support our progress. Environmental issues, peace, technology. The Philippines, as a developing country with big challenges from disasters, gets help and loans from international partners to make sure our people are safe and well. The news that spread about the Philippines lending $250 million to the EU was a clear example of misinformation. It was easy to believe because it was surprising and unusual, but it has no basis in truth. Research shows money flows from the EU to the Philippines for aid. The Philippines gets loans from groups like the ADB for important projects. These facts are backed by official papers and announcements. Understanding the right situation is important. Getting loans for disaster readiness isn't a sign of weakness. It's a smart step to protect our people. Our connections with the EU and other partners show we are not alone. At the end of our journey to find the truth, everything became clear. The Philippines did not lend money to the EU. The real story isn't as dramatic as the false news, but it's more meaningful. Friendship, working together, hope for a better future for the Philippines. And that, my friends, is the story we should know and share.